What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Welcome to Women's Hoops with Quiddy and Mama. And Mama, we just witnessed
a game,
a rematch. And once again, for the 19th time straight, South Carolina downs LSU 83-77. Mama, coming into this game, South Carolina had already beaten LSU this year,
right,
in Baton Rouge, and it was one of those days where people were thinking, okay, maybe the 19th time's a charm. Mm-hmm. Maybe LSU will get a miraculous win in this one, and we'll be talking about this for years and years to come. But unfortunately for LSU fans, South Carolina was like, nah. And more specifically, Raven Johnson was like, no. Mm-hmm. Let me knock down these 3-point shots and let me make some stuff happen. Mama, overall, 83-77. What do you think about this game?
It was an awesome game. I was like, they started off, both of them, on fire. Mm-hmm. That first quarter was on fire. It was like, what are they? This is going to be a game.
Oh wait, hold on. They said audio is bad and loud. It is. All right.
I have it on right.
Yeah, you have it on right.
Okay.
Is it still bad? Hold on. I'm gonna check the stream. No, it's fine. Okay, so is it bad or is it fine? The audio. All right, let us know, because Mama about to get into her recap, and I don't want her to I don't want that to get messed up. Okay. But actually, before we get to that, looks like people are saying audio is good. Oh, okay.
Okay. Can you all hear me now?
Okay. Well, before you actually get to that, Mama, we got a super chat from Hakeem. Thank you so much. Hakeem says, Quia, we gotta start talking about Raven being the best point guard in the draft. She is a dog. Her stock keeps going up. Mm-hmm. Well, Mama.
I love that thought.
With that in mind, what do you think about this game? How was this game for you?
It was exciting. This game was very exciting all throughout the game. I thought that LSU really had a chance of winning until almost towards the end of the third quarter is when South Carolina picked it up a little bit. I think with Medina getting foul trouble early in that first quarter, that to me allowed LSU to stay within the game and had some momentum. I would also say that Fulwiley she was on fire. She was on fire and nobody could stop her. And I was like, whoa, if she does this the whole game, South Carolina is in trouble. Mm-hmm. But she didn't do that in the third quarter. She came out kind of cold in the first part of the third quarter, and then towards the end of the third quarter, she got back in rhythm. But I think with Flage not really being a factor in this game, cost LSU down the stretch. Yeah. I really think that's what happened. Flage was not able to give them any offense, and that's why Kim Mulkey sat her for a while, or it seemed like for a period of time, and she could not get it going. And you could tell her energy she was in it, but she couldn't get the ball to fall down. And that made the difference for LSU. They wanted this win so bad. Mm-hmm. You could see it.
Yeah, they did.
They wanted this win so bad. And they did have an opportunity. Did have an opportunity. But South Carolina poised with Raven Johnson, because even Tessa didn't have the best of games. The rest of them didn't necessarily have the best of games like they normally have, but Raven Johnson, being the senior person on this team, knew when to slow down the game. She knew how to run those plays to get Medina in it, and to get Joyce in it, because they were not doing their norm, but they were doing enough to keep them afloat. But in that fourth quarter, they put on a clinic. All of them together, it was like all of them had a piece of this in the fourth quarter. I loved it.
Yeah, Joyce showed up throughout the game. Medina, in my opinion, she played terrible today.
She did.
But when it mattered the most,
she did what she needed to do.
When it mattered the most, when it was just seconds left to go in the game, we see Medina, who
held that
basically
ball.
was a no factor throughout most of the game. She has the basketball, holds it for about 2 to 3 seconds to waste some of the clock, and then she ends up getting a bucket with like what? It was like
1 second left.
No, it was 1 second left on a shot clock.
That's what I mean.
But it was like it was
9.8.
It was like 15 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter.
Okay, yeah, that's before the 9.8. Okay.
I was like, Medina, you just redeemed yourself from a trashy game. Like she didn't play well, but when it mattered the most, she knew what to do. It wasn't like, oh no, I got the ball, let me quickly rush a shot. No, it was, let me hold it a little bit, let me survey. I know we're trying to waste clock, and what happens? Success, you make the shot. And actually, before that even happens, there was actually a moment in that play where Raven Johnson was wide open for a 3-point shot. And when like before Medina ended up making that shot, Raven Johnson was wide open, and she doesn't shoot it.
No,
she doesn't shoot it. And to me, that was just another example of how good Raven has been the entire game, and also the entire year. Like you can extrapolate that further, but that moment was a floor general and a basketball mind saying, oh, yes, I'm wide open, but let me calculate the risks.
Right.
We are only up at this point. South Carolina was up by 5, right? It was 74-79, right? LSU was trying to get back in it, and they refused to foul, and so South Carolina, the goal was to hold the ball as long as possible,
right,
and to shoot with about 1 second left. And even though you have a really good opportunity to score, you could have said, okay, the pros are shooting the shot. I can get it up to 8-point game. But the cons is, one, you can miss,
right,
and even worse, you can miss. And LSU gets it, and now they have a great opportunity for a fast break. And now, instead of being up by 5, now you're up by 3 or 2 or whatever. And to me, that's a small thing. That's a small thing that no one's going to talk about at all. But to me, it just continues to show that when it matters the most,
yes,
Raven Johnson understands how to run a team and understands like when exactly she should be shooting and when she should be like, actually, hold up, let me wait. And I don't know. I was just like, man, that was like, that to me, that was just another example of how great Raven Johnson really has been all game. Today, she had a career high in this one, which I don't know why I assumed that at some point she scored more points than this, but anyway, 22 points for Raven Johnson, 4 3-point baskets for her, and those were all really good looks from the 3.
Yes.
She looked confident from the 3, and also getting some mid-range as well. And yes, this is basically a Raven Johnson love fest because she was fantastic in this one and was a big reason why you saw South Carolina get the win. Now, of course, we got to talk about Taniyah Latson. Taniyah Latson has continued to be a facilitator.
Yes,
that's the thing I continue to like about Taniyah.
I love her. Yes,
and you're seeing that more and more and more and more, and her ability to just kind of make an impact. Now, she only had 1 assist in this game, but to me, it was her. The ideas were there, and I'm like, that's what I like. And also, we also saw her ability to score. She didn't hit I don't think she hit a 3-pointer at all today.
No, I don't think.
But she ended up having 19 points in this one. Huge effort. And then Joyce Edwards, like, Joyce Edwards scored 18 points quietly.
Yes, she did. It wasn't like flashy or nothing.
Yeah.
That's why when I was like, she scored 18 points, it didn't seem like it. Mm-hmm. It seemed like she was very, very quiet.
Yeah.
Very quiet.
That's what it seemed like, but in reality, it was like she was
doing her thing.
And here's we're gonna talk about LSU in just a sec. But here's to me the biggest difference. The biggest difference in this game was offensive rebounds. Guys, there was so many offensive rebounds in today's game. South Carolina finishes the game with 13 offensive rebounds. And so many second chance and even third chance points for South Carolina came because LSU could not rebound the basketball. And we saw Kim Mulkey continuing to swap out players, right? She had Zakaya in, she had Kate Koval in, she had Grace Knox in, right? She just kept Amaya Joyner. She kept just cycling people out. And still, South Carolina was able to get those offensive rebounds. And to me, that was a giant disruptor for LSU not being able to.
But that was towards
to crash.
But that wasn't the case in the first half, though.
It felt like it was kind of throughout the game, though.
No, to me, LSU had more offensive rebounding in the first half than South Carolina did. Remember, as they kept trying to shoot and they kept getting their rebounds.
Yeah,
that was in the
LSU did get some offensive rebounds too.
In the first half, I'm saying they did better in the first half, but South Carolina took it over in the second half, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and that was a huge
difference. It made a difference
of the reason why they ended up losing. And I just...
Also, they should have fouled. It was like 22 seconds left.
Poor gameplay to close out the game for LSU. It was actually more than that. It was 45 seconds left to go in the game. 45 seconds left to go. It was a 5-point game. LSU, South Carolina calls a timeout. LSU makes the decision to not foul. They had fouls to give, but it was just like, okay, we're gonna play straight up defense, and we saw them try to trap. We saw them try to do a whole bunch of stuff on defense. But here's the thing: it's not like you're going up against a team of young people. You're going against South Carolina and their point guard is Raven Johnson. It's not going to work. You have to foul. You trying to trap and you trying to make them turn over the basketball. It's not going to work. Now, yes, if this was against Kentucky or if this was pick another team. Yes, you probably have an opportunity to force them to turn over the basketball, but not against South Carolina.
No.
So to me, I just thought I agree. That was dumb. That was dumb.
I think if she had made them foul, it could have been a different outcome for them.
Possibly, yeah.
Because Fulwiley is running so fast down that court, nobody can stop her. All you had to do was do the foul, let them go to the line, and it's a chance that they would miss at least one shot. And that's what's kind of like been happening for most of the part anyway. It's hard for everybody to make both free throws. They did better today in their free throws because it wasn't a whole lot of free throwing, number one, which I was so happy about.
Yeah.
It was not a lot of...
The referees held their whistle for the most part.
Yeah, they did.
I love that.
They let them
play physical, and I appreciated it.
That's why it was such a great game, though.
Yeah.
It was so exciting. I was hollering, I was screaming, I was clapping, I was doing all kinds of stuff because this is the kind of game you want in a semifinal. You don't want one team that really takes advantage of the other team. Both teams were bumping. They were bumping heads today. And it was just exciting all throughout the game. I just think even one of the sportscasters was saying that when Kim Mulkey called that timeout, it was like 2 minutes and something, and she was down to one timeout. And they was like, well, why are you doing that? Because if you do that, you got one timeout. If you need to advance the ball and they can't get it in, you done.
Well, and then Kim called her final timeout after Michaela Williams knocked down that 3.
And I was like, why is she calling a timeout?
And it was South Carolina's ball. And you call a timeout. And it's like,
I didn't understand that.
What was
I didn't understand that. I really didn't understand that. And since she called the timeout, the plan should have been the foul. Right?
I mean,
it should have been the foul.
But even after that LSU timeout, Tanaya Latson ends up scoring.
Yep.
And so it's just like, what was the point? Either the players just totally ignored everything Kim said
I think
in that timeout or something. Because I was just like, and also, by the way, you like the body language and some of the like the antics
LSU, they were
the camera caught, and I was like, ooh. That's not.
Yeah,
that's not good.
It wasn't good. And remember, there was a point towards the end of the game when she wanted them to go up, and they were all back past the halfway line, and she's like, "Get up on them, get up on them."
She wanted them to press.
Yeah, and they weren't doing it.
Yeah.
So I think they were not following her instructions. That's what I really think. They did not follow her instructions. And you can see her being antic over there. You know, Kim Mookie, she can do some things over there. And it's like, just do what I tell you to do. Mm-hmm. Just do what I tell you to do. Because they had a great chance of winning this game.
LSU played very well.
They did.
They played very, very well, but they kind of lost the plot a little bit in that fourth quarter. And I'm just like, I'm a little confused with some of the decisions that LSU made kind of down the stretch. But Mama, let's kind of shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
And let's talk about LSU a little bit more.
Okay.
And the player of the game, had they won,
would have been Fulwiley.
Mylasia Fulwiley. Mylasia Fulwiley came to play. Ultimately, 24 points from her. She was once again just someone who came off the bench and was a immediate spark plug for this team.
Yep.
She was knocking down threes. She was getting in transition, making buckets, getting some acrobatic layups, and I just thought she gave enough of a spark for LSU to take it and run with it. And it wasn't just Mylasia.
Right.
It was Jada Richard.
Oh, she was hitting those threes.
Jada Richard. I was like, go ahead,
she was the one that kept them in the game. At a point when nobody had scored, I think she scored like 8 points by herself straight.
What was it in the third quarter?
I think it was in the third quarter.
Jada Richard was huge.
Yes.
Absolutely huge.
I didn't know she could shoot like that.
I mean, hey, when push come to shove, when you in the SEC tournament, you gotta make it do what it do. We got some super chats, Mama.
Okay.
Thank you so much to Shamika for the super chat. Says facts, Raven is her. We also have a super chat from LSU Tiger 2 that says, "What up, Quita? Just joining in. Curious on your thoughts that it's a mental block for LSU beating South Carolina at this point. I feel like LSU overall." It has the more talented team. I mean, it could be a mental block, but I would also say this. This is the 19th time South Carolina has beaten LSU. And for the majority of those times, none of the current players at LSU was at LSU. And so I don't know if it's a mental block. I do know that South Carolina is, number one, a massive struggle for every team, basically every team in the country, because it's their ability to be locked in and together for 40 minutes in a game. It's their ability to defensively be sound, 1 through 5. Right? It's their ability to have various sparks of offensive activity throughout a game. Like sometimes it could be one player, it could be another player. It kind of jumps between players to players, and it's not heavy necessarily on one player.
Right.
And I think that's
makes a
massive difference. And I think that's part of why it's just so hard for LSU to take down South Carolina, because they're just so together, and
it could be any one of the any one of South Carolina people that do this turns it on.
Yeah.
And get that offense going, and they can't stop them. Then by the time they think they gonna guard that one, the other person got hot. It's not. You got to do it all. You got to guard all 5 of them, and think that all 5 of them are going to shoot well all the time.
And also when you think about it, like, this is also a very cool and calm team. Like,
yeah,
like you don't really see South Carolina players like lose their cool too often.
No, you don't.
Right? And I think the difference here with this version of South Carolina and this version of LSU is that LSU doesn't really have a big that they can rely on. And I think that's a huge difference.
So who's there,
right?
when it comes to LSU?
You have Amaya Joyner, you have Zakiya Johnson, who both got the start. But, like, one, I will say, Zakiya Johnson should have played more in this game. But she screwed herself over by in the first her first shot. One of the first shots of the game was Zakiya Johnson shooting like a jump shot, and she fully airballed the whole thing, and she immediately got and then you saw it's like you saw Kim Mulkey, and she was like, Grace and Grace Knox came in, ended up coming in for her, and I felt like that poor decision of a shot for Zakiya Johnson messed her up in this game, meaning that Kim Mulkey just didn't trust her enough to leave her in. And I really feel like if she would have, I really do think that Zakiya would have did better. Amaya Joyner is just she's not really a starting post. She just isn't, right? LSU has some talented guards, right? Some talented guards, but post-wise, I mean, I thought Grace Knox played well.
She did.
Overall, I thought Grace would play well. But Amaya, in my opinion, was not very good in this one. She wasn't. Now, yes, does she score 9 points? Does she get 11 rebounds? Yes, but like it didn't. It didn't move me at all what she did on the court. Kate Koval was barely in. She came in. She came in the game, and she missed, in my opinion, an obvious rebound. And Kim Mulkey turned around, and it was like somebody else coming this game. And so she was basically a non-factor. And I felt like Zakiya could have been okay, but like, one, was barely in. And two, also Zakiya is not tall. And so like this is the worst post LSU team that we have seen in a while. Because you had Angel, you had Angel and LaDasia Williams, and them two were really good together. I really like that post combo of LaDasia and Angel. Right? You had that, you won a championship with that. And then you had Angel and Anissa Morrow, two of the best post players we've seen in a while, because they can both rebound the basketball like crazy, and they can knock down buckets around the rim. Last year, you just had Anissa Morrow. Now, I mean, you got Amaya Joyner, you got Zakiya Johnson, you got Kate Koval, you got Grace Knox. In my opinion, this is not me hating on these players at all. This is just my opinion. I really don't think any of those four are true starters on another top 16. Like, I don't see any of the four starting.
But I don't think that's the reason why LSU lost, though.
I do. I think that continues to be the thing, because you have to have, because your post players are lacking, your guards have to do everything.
Well,
and so
that's what we always
has to do it all. But the reason why South Carolina is good is because they have post players that can score, and they have guards that can score. Whereas LSU is just so heavy on the guards. To me, that was the biggest issue. And because the guards were lacking, Malaysia had to do what she did. Jada Richard had to do what she did, and Flage not showing up.
That's what I was trying to say.
Bigger issue than it could have been
I
if
see
they
what you're saying.
actually had post players that Kim Mulkey can reliably rely on.
You're correct in that way. I was thinking more so Flage usually adds more offense and is more reliable in that way that makes such a big difference in their game, even when Fulwiley is not doing her normal. Flau'jae is usually able to pick up that slack. But in this game, they needed Flau'jae as well.
Yeah.
Not just Fulwiley going off and doing everything, because the post was not going to be the one that really that they could rely on to bring them those points or to stop South Carolina from scoring even at the basket.
Yeah.
They were not going to be able to do that. So I was disappointed with Flau'jae not being able to get in her game because I really wanted to see her play. I love her, and I think she was kind of disappointed in herself.
Yeah, I'm sure
in the way
she
played, that she was not able to impact the game like she wanted to, and like her team really needed her to tonight. Fulwiley carried the load.
Yeah, her and Jada did all they could.
Yeah.
Michaela Williams had some moments of
but she didn't do as
she didn't do as well as she needed to either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They needed her more of her too. So you're right. The guards are the ones that carry LSU to their wins, not the post in general.
I mean, you want to know a fun stat?
What?
Number 16. What is that? 16. What do you think that represents in this game?
16 rebounds.
All of the posts for LSU combined for 16 points.
Oh, really?
The entirety of the posts. Grace Knox had 7. Amaya Jordan had 9. That was it. No other post player scored. 16 points. And then and this is why I like harp on the post play, because then if you look at South Carolina, Joyce alone had 18. And then you got 8 from Medina, right? And you wind up with 26 post points. That makes a huge difference throughout a 40-minute game.
So other than Kim Mulkey down the stretch in that 2-minute mark, making them foul South Carolina, what else could she have done in this game to ensure that they won? Down the stretch.
I believe Rebecca Lobo mentioned this, and I'm happy she did, because I was thinking the same thing. Small lineup, small ball. They did it in that first half. They didn't really do it down the stretch, and I actually think that could have been nice, especially when Medina was in before the end of the game. But Medina was on the court for South Carolina, and LSU had their normal lineup in with actual post players. I would have loved for LSU to have a lineup of Jada, Mylasia, Michaela, and I would say Bella Hines. Actually, I would have loved to see Bella Hines, because Bella Hines in that South Carolina LSU game in Baton Rouge, I liked Bella Hines' play. Okay. And she didn't get...
Did she even play today?
She played 1 minute. I didn't
remember even seeing
I would have loved to see her in, and then Grace Knox at the 5. So it'd be a small lineup at Grace Knox.
Okay.
I would have loved to see that lineup, because I think it could have been pretty successful.
Okay.
In this game. And if you wanted to take out Grace Knox, then Zakiya. But Bella Hines needed minutes. And I feel like this is a mistake that Kim Mulkey has made. Number one, she's a Hall of Fame coach. She knows what she's doing. Probably wouldn't listen to a random person on YouTube. But if I had to give a suggestion, it'd be dog, play Bella Hines. Because yes, has Bella Hines had some moments where she hasn't been great? Yes. But also, in my opinion, she was a big spark in that previous game, and I would have wanted to see her in. Okay. And so Bella needed to play more than just 1 minute, right? And I would have loved to see a 4-guard with Bella and Grace Knox in for the first couple of minutes of the fourth quarter. I would say probably minute 8 through like minute 4 or whatever. Like I would have loved to see that in the fourth quarter.
And you think it would have made a difference?
I think it could have been really interesting. Yeah. And so like, personnel on the floor mixed with poorly timed game management, like the timeouts and all that other stuff. Like I don't know. I just think that was a recipe for disaster for LSU.
But I about halftime, I was like, "Ooh, this game is going to go down to the wire." That's what I kept saying. It's going to go down to the wire. I would think it's going to be like a 2-point win. Basically, that's what I thought. That it was going to get down to the wire. It's going to be whoever scored the last basket is going to be the one to win. That's what I was thinking. And when they didn't foul, and they had opportunity to count, they needed to watch that clock, stop the clock, because South Carolina Raven was going to manage that clock and run it down. And that's what she's supposed to do.
And we saw
That's the strategy of the game towards the end of the game. Yeah. If you up, what you rush for? There's no need to rush.
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
That was a game. That was a game. We have
Latiz said Big Four should have been on the bench. I agree. Here's the thing. Again, I keep going back to the previous game between South Carolina and LSU because I do kind of see some similarities here. Do y'all in that previous game in Baton Rouge, Flau'jae was having a good night, but Michaela Williams was playing like trash. She had a horrible night. And I remember that distinctly because I had a Michaela Williams shirt on. And I was like, girl, you playing terrible. And I'm wearing your shirt. But anyway, Michaela Williams had a terrible game with the game in Baton Rouge. And she played. She stayed in the game. And it was like, why don't you try something different? And then like the brief spark that Bella was in, I thought she was a difference maker. And I would have loved to have seen
that today.
Yes. I would have loved to see Bella Hines get 8 of Flau'jae's minutes. I get it. Flau'jae is a leader on this team. Absolutely. But sometimes your leader don't have it. And instead of just leaving them in, and to Kim's point,
she did take her out for a while. She did take her out
for a little bit.
Yeah, she did.
But at the end of the day, Flau'jae still played 31 minutes, I should say. And I don't think she should have. Like, she had a good. She was aggressive early on in the game, and she had 2 quick trips to the foul line and made her free throws and whatnot. And it made me think, oh, she's gonna have a good game. But then and then that was it.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, why don't you put somebody else in, put Bella in, and see what she can do? And Kim Mulkey got out coached. She got out coached in this one. And it's just
they done lost for the 19th time.
Yeah.
That's hard to deal with.
19th time.
I'm sure when they stepped on that court, they were like, this is going to be it. We're going to win this game. In general, everybody thinks they're going to win the game. But I think that LSU was certain they were going to win this game because they were hyped up. They were ready to go. And Malaysia, I think she was like, I'm going to put this on my back. And I'm going to make sure we win because I'm playing against my previous team, and last time I played them, I didn't play well. So she was already in her mindset, I've got to play the best game that I can play, and we know Malaysia can play, and she showed it today.
Yeah.
They could not stop her. If the rest of them had clicked, LSU would have won this game because the momentum was on their side for a long period of time, even though South Carolina led the game for most of the game.
Yeah.
But the momentum was on LSU through Malaysia because they couldn't stop her.
Yeah.
Anything she wanted to do, they couldn't stop her.
She's an energizer bunny.
I mean, she was so fast.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my goodness, that girl's fast.
And also, can we highlight Malaysia's ability to pass the basketball?
Oh yeah, she did one. I was like,
Malaysia. Yes, is she gonna get you some turnovers? Yes, but she is so special. Because not only can she do some crazy flashy buckets, but also she could be running in the lane full force, all of a sudden whip past the basketball. And I'm just like, how did you get that pass? I tell you, Mylasia, she can do her thing. And she's a really good passer. We all knew that. Here's the thing. Like, this is all stuff we knew. Remember,
from South Carolina.
Mylasia, didn't she win most outstanding player in the SEC tournament her freshman year? Right? Like, we all know that she is great. We all know that. But it's just, I just love the, like, random bits of reminders of, like, yeah, she coming off the bench, but this girl, she's that girl. She can pass. She can shoot. Now, yes, of course, you know, she could be a little bit team too much sometimes, you know, with some of her actions on the court. However, the pros outweigh the cons almost all the time when it comes to Mylasia, and they needed every single bucket of that, every single minute of what she did. And Jada Richard, again, really good game from Jada Richard. I liked what she did.
She was like, come on. She you can see her. She was trying to get the rest of the team, like, we could do this.
Yeah.
They really was trying to do it in a good way where South Carolina would have been stunned of the loss. That's what they were trying to do. Stun them. Yeah. Because most of the fans there were South Carolina fans.
Oh, yeah. And the best part was, I think it was the We Ready song. They was playing, in the arena, they were playing We Ready.
Oh, okay.
Like, We Ready. Wait, I believe it was that. It was that song. It was some song that, like, the crowd gets into, and they were playing it it was like less than a minute left to go, and they were playing it in the arena during the timeout, and the timeout ended, and you still heard it loud in the arena because the crowd was singing it. I believe it was We Ready. It was some song, and I was like, wow, that volume that they had, I was like, yeah, they got the rest of this game because the crowd is behind them. And again, like, I mean, they're not very far from Columbia, right? And so, of course, you know, they're all the fans, the fams, I should say, showed up. And this is the type of basketball game you want to see.
Yeah.
You want to see it.
You don't want to miss not 1 minute of this game. Not 1 minute. Like, what did I miss?
Yep.
Yeah, it was awesome.
This was a ball game, and again, shout out to Raven Johnson. Here's the thing. Raven Johnson, for some people's draft projections, they had her as, like, you know, a late first round pick, maybe second round pick. Here's the thing. Raven Johnson might wind up being a lottery pick. Right, and I'm not just saying this to have South Carolina fans in the amen corner. That's not why I'm saying this. I'm saying this because truly, this girl has played her way into it.
Yes.
We all know that defensively Raven's great. We all know game facilitation wise she's great. We all know that she's a great passer. But her ability to just say, you know what? I'm going to take this team on my back and not only facilitate, not only pass, not only play defense, but I'm going to score the basketball. And we've consistently seen her be a more willing and natural shooter. Where she's just going straight up into it.
It's so much confidence.
It's second nature.
Yeah.
Confidence.
So much confidence in her shot. And it's like, she knows it's going in. And she don't just take idle shots either. Yeah. To make 4 threes in one game.
It's
and she's not what you normally call a 3-point shot shooter. Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Raven Johnson this season, you know, she's averaging 10 points a game, right? Shooting around 50% from the field. And today, 22 points because her team needed it. Her team needed her to step up. And that's exactly
they don't
what
win
she did
today without Raven.
They don't win. No,
they
not
do
at
not
all.
win without
not
Raven
at all.
today.
Yep. And scouts, I guarantee you there's WNBA scouts there. And they was looking at that and they was like, I bet I would love a player like Raven Johnson on my team. I would love it.
She's been shining.
And I'm just saying, I think she is playing her way into a real conversation about being a lottery pick. Like she just is. And again, I'm not saying this just to say it. I really do believe it.
Well, she's proven it on the court,
right? And again, it really depends on where free agents go, right? Because if you have an elite point guard, maybe you're less likely to get another point guard. But like, it depends on like free agency. But like seriously, like I think. I guarantee you Chicago should be thinking about it.
Yes, we need one.
They should be thinking about it because, like, here's the thing. Not only would you get a facilitator who could play defense and all that good stuff, but also
some offense.
And also Camilla. I think that's a huge factor.
Oh.
Camilla and Raven were besties. They were besties. And so I'm just saying it should be something they seriously look into. I think that would make a lot of sense. That'd make a whole lot of sense. Well, I do want to say thank y'all so much for rocking with us. If y'all could please make sure to hit that like button for me one time. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. Mama, we got 400 people on the live.
Thank you all for joining us.
Thank y'all for joining. I appreciate y'all. And if y'all could tell me who y'all rocking with. Are y'all one of the fams, or are y'all actually LSU doesn't have a name for their fan group, right? Or are y'all team LSU? Who was y'all rocking with coming into this game? Leave a comment in the chat. Let us know who y'all was rocking with as the game was going on. And also, if anybody was actually in person to that game, let us know. We'd love to specifically shout you out. Okay.
This one was a hard game for me because I like both teams. Yeah. So whereas the games yesterday, I had a clear team I wanted to win, and this one I was like, it's either one win, I'll be okay with it. Yeah. You know, because I like both teams. It's hard. So I was enjoying the game though. Yeah, it was great, and it got to a point where it was like, I don't know if you noticed, Mama. I was like super like, oh my God, throughout like the first half. And then in the second quarter, it just got like, you got quiet. It got real, and I was quiet. You was quiet because you don't know where this going. I was quiet, and I was just studying the game. I was just like, you sure was, because I was the one making the noise. I was. My mama was very loud, and I was just sitting on the couch like, okay. Interesting. Okay. You know, because that's what this game really was. Like, it was a really fun chess match to watch. Yeah, it really was. And it was really fun watching the people greatest at their craft. And who said that? I think Rebecca Lobo says this is the kind of game you want for the semifinals. Yes. This is the kind of game you want. You don't want blowouts. You don't want games where it's like, oh, it's obvious somebody's going to, even though LSU had the lead at halftime. And also, fun fact, LSU before today has won all but one game this year when they're winning at halftime. Right? And you know, so you could have said, oh, LSU's going to win it because they had the lead. But to me, even though LSU had the lead at halftime, I thought it was anybody's game. Yeah. That's what I said. I felt it was going down to the wire. Yeah. It's like, I don't know who's going to win this game. And that's a good game to watch. It 100% is. And I hope that this next game between Ole Miss and Texas, I hope it's just as fun. We got a super chat from LSU Tiger 2. Thank you so much for that. Says, Quita, how do we stop our hoodie strings from not getting sucked up one side of the hoodie? After I started washing them, it does it every time. Drives me crazy. Well, one, that's a funny question. It's probably because I'm wearing a hoodie. Well, I would say, like, truly, you got to make sure you put a knot or something at the end of your strings, because otherwise it will. And it ruins your hoodies. I have one hoodie that's my favorite. It's one of my high school hoodies. But
is the gray one that I used to wear.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah.
You wore it to death.
Yeah, and so I had to stop wearing it because eventually the string went all the way in, and one time when I was washing it, it fell out. Well, and once it fell out, I couldn't easily figure out a way to put it back in. I ended up losing the string.
I'll tell you how to put it back in.
I ended up losing it. So
okay, the way you put
anyway. But Mama, give some suggestions for LSU Tiger 2 about the hoodie.
The way you put your string back in if it comes out, you take a safety pin and you put it on the end of here, and you just pull it all the way through till you get to the other side. That's the way to put the string back in. That's an old wise from mothers.
and that's why Mama's on the stream. So thank you so much, LSU Tiger 2 for the question. And also, truly,
if you put a knot in, it won't.
Put a knot in the ends of your strings.
Also,
that'll help.
If you tie it, do a bow before you wash it. That also will help.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. See, Mama got all the random knowledge about stuff.
Because I used to hate when that used to happen when I used to wash, and I was like, oh, the string came out again. And I just go and take my time and feed it through, feed it through. It's annoying, but you can get it back in.
Yeah. Let's see. What else y'all have to say? But again, thank y'all so much for watching. If y'all could, please hit that like button. If we can get to 300 likes, that would be amazing. Keefa says, explain that safety pin again.
Okay, so you put the safety pin at the end of your string, and you're going to feed it in from here, and you're going to pull it. So you're going to just take the safety pin, you can do like this. See how I'm doing with my fingers? Because the safety pin is going to allow you to move it. And you're going to keep moving it until you get it all the way over to the other side.
See?
Did that make sense?
There you go. LSU Tiger 2 says, tying it in a bow is next level. Well, I'm glad Mama was able to help you out. Also, guys, the Ole Miss and Texas game just started. So, Mama, once we hop off of this, I'll start it from the beginning.
Okay.
Which is why I love recording everything, because you can literally just go back and start from the beginning and then fast forward through commercials, and we will end the game at the same time as everybody else. I love it. Anyway, what a great game. Any final thoughts, Mama, about today's game, about some of the games we've watched so far this week, about the championship tomorrow? Overall, what are your thoughts, Mama?
I'm loving it. I am loving it. I am loving it. I think this game was probably the most hyped game because of the rivalry, and it did not disappoint. It did not disappoint.
It did not disappoint. It was awesome. I mean, you had threes. You had double fouls yesterday. We've seen upsets so far this week. This is what Champs Week is all about. Champs Week is when all the teams are trying to solidify a place in the NCAA tournament. Like, for some teams, it's about maintaining and staying where you're projected to be. For other teams, they may want to host and they have to play up another level to be successful in their conference tournaments. And for some teams, they're just trying to be one of the 64 teams in the tournament. And we see some big games. We see some big finishes. We see players collapse, right? Like, players who are supposed to be doing something, they end up not doing it. They end up collapsing as a team, right? And failing. We end up seeing surprises, and I just love it. I love it. This is women's basketball. This is what March Madness is about. Hey, we've hit March. The tournament is coming soon, and players are stepping up. Yep. And I absolutely love it. We'll leave with this. Sweet Pearl says, Ole Miss legs are dead. Oh. It's going to be a blowout. Here's the thing. I would not say that, because I would not say that at all. Number one, it's still a close game. It's 22-16 right now. Do not count out Coach Yo and Ole Miss. I'm just saying, don't count them out. because just don't count them out.
I think everybody's legs is probably tied now because this is what most of these players fourth game this week.
Well, for Ole Miss, this is their third game.
Okay.
For Texas, this is only their second.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, that's why it paid.
Yeah, they didn't have to
win during the regular season because Texas was a top 4 team.
Right.
And they skipped the first 2 rounds. Whereas Ole Miss, they had to play.
Yep. They had no choice.
And so, sure, maybe they're tired, but at the same time, they got a lot to run for. They got a lot to play for. Maybe we'll end with this. Let's see. Simone says, I love that all the people that used to talk crap about Raven are quiet. Nowhere to be found. Yeah, because here's the thing. You can't continue a narrative about somebody when they continue to prove you wrong every single time. Raven Johnson can score. Right? She can. If you didn't believe it, she showed another example of it today. And as Dawn says, she's the point guard of college basketball. That's what she said, right? Chelsea Gray.
I was about to say
is like the point guard in general. But like I guess Raven Johnson is the temporary college point guard because she's gone. She's gone after she's gone after this year.
Yep.
But so she has Raven has like 20-something days to be the point guard of college basketball. So enjoy it while it lasts, Raven Johnson, before you go over to the WNBA. But yeah, she played great, right?
And her leadership is outstanding.
Fantastic leadership, yeah.
It's outstanding.
And ensuring that her teammates didn't do anything stupid. And sometimes that's all you got to do as a point guard. You just got. You just gotta facilitate and say, no, you go here, you do this, and no, wait, okay, now go. It's just a benefit. It's just a benefit. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you, Mama, for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody who gave a super chat. Thank you so much to LSU Tiger 2. Thank you so much to Shamika and Hakeem. Really do appreciate your super chats. They help out the channel a whole lot. All right, me and Mama are going to go to watching Ole Miss and Texas. We'll see what happens in that game. Also, did y'all watch the Notre Dame game earlier? Notre Dame versus Duke. Notre Dame had like 4 chances to win the game, and even Hannah had a chance at the end of the game. She rushed her shot. Ultimately, Duke ends up winning. That's one of those things where like anything can happen, and momentary mistakes can cost you a game. Can cost you an ACC championship for Duke. I mean, for Notre Dame. And so, just saying, because Cass Prosper had a 3, which I was like, what? And then somebody else had a chance, and then Hannah was inside the 3-point line, and then she stepped out to shoot a 3, which you were only down by 2. So why did you have to shoot a 3? And it was a whole thing. Anyway, I had lots of thoughts about that Notre Dame Duke game. I just wanted to just drop that in anyway. LSU loses to South Carolina. Final score: South Carolina 83-77. Thank you, Mama. And guys, we will see y'all in the next one. Mama, are you doing another one tomorrow?
No, I'm not doing another one tonight. I may do. I'll probably come back tomorrow for the championship game.
Okay, y'all heard it. Mama said she may.
I may come back for the championship.
She may come back.
Depending on what time it is. I don't know what time it's going to be.
She may come back for that game. Actually, I think I know the time right now. You may regret saying may. You may.
No, I don't regret it.
So South Carolina will play at 1 p.m.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Or no, 2 p.m. Because I think does it show my time or does it show? I always get confused at these things if they
Central or the Eastern.
Because it doesn't set. I think this is my time. I think it's 2 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
2 p.m. Central, I think. Anyway, I'll confirm.
Okay. All right. Then there's a chance that most likely I can do that. That's an earlier game. Those late games I can't do because I get up Monday. Sorry.
All right. Well, y'all won't see Mama again tonight, but you will see her tomorrow. Keefe says, is Neil Ivy in the hot seat? I don't think so, because you did get a couple of good wins this season for Notre Dame, and they barely lost to Duke. I don't think she goes anywhere, but I could be wrong. A lot of coaches have gotten fired so far this year. So anyway, all right, guys. See y'all in the next one. Until next time, bye-bye.